versus primordial time. And the eternal pillar of India. So I've been posting on the blog about math professor Louis Kauffman and his mathematical deduction of primordial time. And the issue of time in science is sort of the red herring, or you might call it the red queen from Lewis Carroll's. The idea being that there really isn't any progress, and what Louis Kauffman argues, or Lou, as he goes by, is that time inherently has when we measure velocity as a change in time or speed, then there's that's an inherent the measurement process is also part of time itself, whereas when we measure position, we're assuming that time is an external parameter as a background. And so whenever we measure two positions, and the velocity as between two positions, that's actually 3 units of time. And so therefore there's an inherent iteration or process of time that's non-commutative or asymmetric. And this is he sets us up as an algebraic equation. And if you look at the equation, essentially it's the exact same thing as what is saying, the field metal math professor. And Kauffman also refers to Sir Roger Penrose, one of his papers too. But the point being is that when we're talking about supposed pure mathematics, if we want to be honest about time, we have to include the measuring process. And so then, Sir Roger Penrose, he calls this the measuring problem of quantum physics, and that time is inherently cubic, or 3 dimensions, as a vector space. And so you can change the phase of the x plane or the y plane or the zeta or z plane. But in terms of measuring against frequency, you can't change or amplitude, you can't change the phase at the same time as frequency, because there has to be a measuring process. And so when we include the measuring process, that in itself is what causes the non-commutative time as primordial time, and therefore reality is interactive, and we exist within the universe, and the universe exists within us. And this is, of course, what is philosophy. So then the idea of reverse time in standard physics, negative time or reverse time is not allowed. But Louis Kauffman, he derives standard special relativity using a negative time due to this non-commutative or imaginary number. So therefore the complex numbers are actually originate from a non-commutative time frequency. And this is being so in mainstream and standard science, there's a concept called deep time, and they're actually setting up geological monuments that are supposed to last to survive the imminent apocalypse caused by modern technology and the ecological crisis. So therefore, whatever kind of life evolves back on Earth after modern society has destroyed all life, these deep time monuments will be somehow supposed to be able to communicate with whatever, sort of like the pyramids or something, but this is like, we're talking hundreds of millions of years. So it's like geological time. So the problem is that this is a linear viewpoint of time, whereas primordial time actually it combines relativity and quantum physics in that form. You can actually have superluminal time that's faster than the speed of light, and so you can have negative time from the future, as Louis pointed out in his critique of relativity. And so then Planck's constant, other scientists like Juliana Mortensen, she's pointed out that it's when it's converted to joules, when Planck converted the energy of light into density of energy as joules, then the problem is the intensity of energy at the quantum level is the Brownian Einstein paradox based on frequency of light. And so then you have this direct Pythagorean ratio between frequency and time. But in quantum physics, you get the intensity of energy by squaring the amplitude. But the actual intensity is the energy from momentum is from the frequency directly. So there's you can actually have a superluminal signal between time and frequency based on a phase shift. And this is what they're looking for, is the gravity. So they call it squeeze of light, because essentially there's this secret 1/2 spin of light. And the spin is being 720 degrees of time. So you have it's like 4 pi in terms of geometry, whereas 2 pi is like a full circle. And so they call this the block sphere. there's already a fifth dimension of time that's contained within itself, and this is what primordial time is that before we take any measurement, there already is this measuring going on that's done by the future as primordial time, or it's an inherent synchronization, as Professor Lou Kauffman calls it, behind the measuring process. So that's another way of saying it's the law of phase harmony. So the future is inherently guided